Welcome to the show. As per usual, I want you to get onto my Patreon. Get on there and listen to a special, sometimes there might be a little extra episode. Sometimes there might be a little post of me going, hey, this is what I'm doing next time. Mostly you just get to feel good that you're supporting me to make comedy. Please get onto the Patreon. The episodes, you get the episodes without ads. You get the fun time and you Greg.
The Greg Larson Show. The big unit is ready to go. The Greg Larson Show. Muck around on the marzipan. A fresh custard in his hand. The greatest podcast in all the land. Greg Larson Show. Yeah.
Just sitting back, just getting myself relaxed. I'm reclining on my chair right now. I'm in a relaxed position because hey, it's the Greg. Welcome back. I'm gonna go a little crazy today. I'm gonna go a little bit psycho. I want to talk about the media. Are you sick of the media? Are you sick of the mind infection from the media? Are you sick of being lied to? Are you sick of being brainwashed? Are you sick of the big boys? I invented the term lamestream media. I actually did. I coined the phrase lamestream media. I also coined the phrase true blue. So, yeah, there you have it. And you know that's true because I'm running a podcast. I wouldn't just run a podcast. I wouldn't just make a podcast and just make shit up on it. You know what I mean? Like that would be, you can't do that. Trust me. Everything I say is real. But I want to talk about media. I want to talk, we've just had I just bloody watched the inauguration. I just watched the inauguration. I've watched all the hot takes on the news. I wake up every day. I always watch the news in the morning. I watch my ABC news and I drink my coffee and I watch my news. And I just want to tell you a couple of stories first off. I want to tell you a couple of stories that I think will inform the way I feel about the media in general. See, a long time ago, the first job I ever had, I was going to say the first job I ever had at the ABC, but it wasn't. The first job I had for the ABC was for a TV show called Dirty Laundry Live. And I was in a segment that everybody hated and people often referred to it as the piss break of Dirty Laundry Live. But my first big job at the ABC and one of my first big proper TV bits that went for ages was I worked for a TV show called Tonightly. Tonightly with Tom Ballard. Tom Ballard was the host. It was like the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, except it didn't have any funding and no one watched it, and the ABC, didn't support it. But apart from that, it was good, right? It was it was a nightly satirical news current affair show where we would make fun of the things in the news and, we would play characters and, I, for example, might play Scott Morrison and get interviewed and be like, oh, what are you doing, Scott Morrison? And I'd be like, oh, I'm implementing some laws that you won't like. And everyone would go, oh. But there were so many good people working on it. It was so fun. It was a great time. But it was my first sort of real exposure to how people in the media think and operate, right? Because we obviously had a lot of comedians and comedy writers and comedy performers on this show, but we also had, especially in the higher ups, like a lot of oversight from people from news backgrounds and people, and also there was, because we're doing political stuff, and making the news, the head of the entertainment or whatever fucking umbrella we were under would check things, and you know, network executives and network heads would check things, and lawyers would check things, right? And like there'd be this whole system in place of like, you know, executive producers and lawyers and network executives and stuff to check every joke to make sure that you know, it wasn't too good or too funny, right? You know, like they'd go like, oh, like make that a little bit less funny, make that a little bit less good. And then it would come out. And one of the things that happened was I was working on, there was a story that came out, and this was back in 2017. And this is a story I've gone on about a fair bit. People might, you know, long-term fans of mine, terminal fans of mine, might remember this. In 2017, there was a politician called Greg Hunt. And Greg Hunt one evening, this is what happened, right? This is what happened. Greg Hunt one evening was on Twitter, RIP Twitter. Hey! Oh yeah, we're all gonna die. Rest in peace. He was on Twitter, Greg Hunt was on Twitter, and he saw a tweet from a porno Twitter handle called BBW Cumpumper69. It was from BBW Cumpumper69, which, by the way, is a great. Me and some of the other people on there were using that as like a warm up, like a red leather, yellow leather vocal warm up. We would say like cucumber cum pumper, which like works quite well. Anyway, there was a tweet from a pornographic tweet from BBW Cumpumper69 that said, "Who is your favorite facial queen to jack off to?" Right, and I can't remember. I can't find the original tweet, but you know, I think it was like a photo of some different facial queens, and yeah, just a general, you know, just sort of how's your father, you know, poll the audience kind of situation to see who your favorite facial queen to jack off to was. Now, Greg Hunt didn't reply, so we don't know his favorite facial queen to jack off to, but he did click like on it. At 3 a.m., Greg Hunt clicked like on this porno tweet. Now, look, you know, I'm saying that that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And here's the thing, right? You're a fella on the internet. Fellas sometimes will look at pornography. I don't even hate the man. You know, like I don't know. Like we can talk about the misogyny of, you know, facial queens. Why can't it be facial kings? You know, like you know, I don't know. But like it's not a hanging offense, is it? Is it? They can hang you in some countries probably. But anyway, he clicked like on this porno tweet, and someone at like I think it was Pedestrian or something went, "Oh, Greg Hunt liked this porno tweet. Oh, that's funny." And honestly, I think if he had just gone, "Yeah, I liked the porno tweet, sorry," nothing would have happened. Nothing would have happened. But instead, he lied and said that that Chinese hackers must have hacked his Twitter account, and he filed a police report with the Australian Federal Police to invest, which is like our FBI, right? Who is the ones to investigate, you know, foreign internationals hacking systems. And he started, and an investigation was, and it became a news story because an investigation was started that Chinese nationals had hacked his Twitter account. So at 3 a.m, they would like one single tweet from BBW Cumpumper69 about who your favorite facial queen is to jack off to. And I reckon, in my opinion, that story is bullshit. He definitely just liked a porno tweet. He could have done it by accident. He could have been scrolling through and accidentally liked it. If you're on your phone, sometimes you can actually accidentally tap it. But it was like, what? Nah, man. And this is the thing that drove me crazy, right? We filmed a sketch where I played Greg Hunt in the AFP, and they were like, "Why did you like this?" And I'm like, "I didn't. It was, it didn't, you know." And the sketch, it was funny. It was a funny sketch. I don't know if I've uploaded it. I'll upload it to my YouTube if I haven't. But it was like a funny little sketch.
And the lawyers came back and the big heads of the network and all the rest of them came back and they're like, you have to say it was you, not Greg Hunt. Like, I had to pretend, we had to change the sketch so it wasn't Greg Hunt being interviewed by the Australian Federal Police. It was me, personally, me, Greg Larson, because they were saying it implies that Greg Hunt is lying and that you're saying that he wasn't hacked by Chinese hackers. And I said, I'm not implying that. I'm directly saying that. He was like, it's not, he liked a porno tweet. We've all been caught short before. We've all been caught short with you've accidentally liked someone's post because you were scrolling through ages ago. Well, yeah, you were looking up some pornos while you should have been at work. Everyone's been caught short. Just had a sip of water. But they couldn't believe. And this is the thing, right? I was talking to people there, and I'm not going to throw anyone in specific under the bus, but there were people there at the ABC that not only were they saying, not only were they scared of being sued for defamation, which is also we're fucking news comedy. Let's get sued. It'll make the news. People will actually watch us for once. Like The Chaser got sued. People watch them. Let's get sued, dude. Let's get sued, dude. That's a song. I could, Let's get sued, dude. And we're gonna get rude. Let's get fucking sued, dude. And we'll get rude with you when we're sued, rude dudes. Get sued. But here's the thing, right? And the people that I talked to clearly believed him, right? They were like, no, he wouldn't lie like that. He wouldn't lie like that. He wouldn't lie. Greg Hunt, no. I've met the guy. I know him. He wouldn't lie. They didn't believe that a politician would lie. They were like, politicians misspeak sometimes, sure. And, there's different versions, and that was troubling to me, right? They fundamentally didn't believe that he would lie about this. It later came out, the AFP released a statement a long time later saying not only were there, did we find no evidence, we are certain he was not hacked. And they didn't say what, the result of that was, but they were like, he definitely was not hacked. We have proven that he wasn't hacked. And, a normal person might get, charged with filing a phony police report, but, he's obviously not a normal person. He's above the law. He doesn't get charged with that kind of stuff. He committed a crime, then he gets away with it. That's just what happens. Like that guy in the Gold Coast who intentionally ran over a kid last week. What's his fucking name? I'm going to look it up right now. I said it last time in the podcast. I'll say it every time. Gold Coast kid scooter man Audi. He was driving an Audi. Businessman. I feel like Howard. Is it Howard? Howard Wright. He ran over a kid intentionally. And you can look at the footage. You can watch him actually. Anyway, rich people are above the law. We all know that, right? Anyway, so that was weird. I remember also doing. We did a story on the new on Tonightly on our news comedy show where we were pretending like we were going to interview this neo-Nazi guy, right? And now when I say this, when I say this neo-Nazi guy, I'm not going to say his name because he's long since faded into obscurity and I don't want to give him any kind of bump. But this was a guy who legitimately was an open, proud neo-Nazi. I'm not talking like we're accusing him of being no, he was a neo-Nazi, right? And he had been interviewed by the ABC and by serious journalists before, which, pissed a lot of people off. And we said we were going to interview him on the show. And what happened was the joke was that I would come out holding a piece of shit and then, we'll call him Tommy. His name wasn't Tommy, but Tom Ballard. I don't know why I said Tommy because Tom Ballard is the host and now it's confusing. But anyway, it's too late. I've committed. So I said I said, let's call this neo-Nazi Tommy. And then Tom Ballard would go, please welcome Tommy. And then I come out holding this piece of shit. And he goes, what's that? And I said, it's a piece of shit. And he goes, I thought Tommy was a man. I'm like, no, he's a piece of shit. And the lawyers came back saying, you can't say he's a piece of shit. And we got into this argument being like, if you can't call a Nazi a piece of shit, who can you call a piece of shit? And then they were like, you can say that he looks like a piece of shit. And then we actually had a discussion because someone in props made a shit that was a really realistic looking shit, like it was soft and malleable and a bit greasy and brown. It looked and felt like a shit. It was crazy. It was disgusting. And I was so happy about this. I was like, oh my God, I was gonna have a paper plate with a shit on it. And then people came back saying the shit looks too realistic. We can't do this. We could be sued. You have to make it look more like a fake. It has to be clearly fake. And I was like, oh my God, why did you have to ruin the comedy? And then someone gave me the real shit by mistake, the real fake shit, but it looked real while we were filming. And so we filmed it with the real fake shit and it looked so good and people laughed. But I still had to say he looks like a piece of shit, not he is a piece of shit, because otherwise we'd get sued, right? But we wouldn't get sued. And if we did, we make the news for being sued by a neo-Nazi. Come on. Like, it's as good publicity. You can't, like, how much would we lose in the court case? Fucking pay it. That's good advertising. And also, we wouldn't lose. He's a fucking neo-Nazi, right? Anyway, whatever. But, and then, like, someone, like, from the control room was like, no, that's the wrong shit. And then we had to swap out for the plastic shit that was clearly a fake shit. And then the audience didn't laugh as much because we'd already done the joke once. It was a nightmare. And that's, you know, and there's another thing that happened on that show. One more thing that happened on that show. Some people might remember, Australians. I know I do have some American listeners and a Finnish listener. But some people might remember there was a senator in Australia called Fraser Anning. Fraser Anning. If you don't remember his name, you will remember probably Egg Boy. This guy was a piece of shit. Like I think now he's missing. Like I don't even think I'm making that up. I think no one knows exactly where he is. Like he fled the country. He was, you know, there's a lot of tax issues with this guy. But anyway, he was a neo-Nazi senator, and I'm saying that like straight up saying it, right? He was a neo-Nazi senator. He was he became a senator in Australia because he was with the One Nation Party, and the One Nation Party actually kicked him out because he was too racist. Now that's an achievement. Like One Nation are a racist party, and they were like, this guy's too extreme for us. And we all know him. He really came to prominence or in the news when the Christchurch massacre happened, and he literally said, yeah, well, that's what happens when you let Muslims in the country, which is the most despicable, disgusting piece of shit thing anyone can say. And he literally did go to a rally with neo-Nazis, and then this guy, this kid threw an egg at him, and everyone called him Egg Boy, and he was a hero, and then I think he became an anti-vaxxer. Then they hated him. But anyway, Fraser Anning, in his commencement speech to the Senate, which is like a speech you make when you first become a senator, you make a speech to all the other senators. He said, and I quote, but I can't remember if these are the exact word for words, but he used these words almost exactly. He said, we need a final solution to the immigration problem. You know, again, I don't know if that's exactly word for word. He definitely said the phrase final solution. He definitely says to the immigration problem. He might have worded it slightly different. He said we need a final solution, right? He said we need a final solution to the immigration problem. That's what he said, literally. And here's the thing, right? If anyone who knows anything knows the final solution, I don't know if you've read any history, that was what the Nazis referred to as the Holocaust. They called it the final solution to the Jewish question, right? And I think just about everyone who's, you know, studied any bit of history knows that the final solution is a well-known phrase. There's movies about it, books about it. You know, the final solution is well known, and certainly anyone of his age, in his position as a senator involved with One Nation, he knows what final solution means. He knows what that means. He knows when he's talking about the immigration problem. You know, that was literally the way, like they were like the final solution to the Jewish question. I don't even know if he said immigration question or problem, whatever. He said the final solution to immigration. And we fucking know what that cunt was saying. And it was on the news, right? Well, we're on tonight. It was on the news. And we're all saying, like by we, I mean the writers, the comedians, the people in the room that you know do all that make the show. We're all going, yeah, like obviously this guy's like a Nazi. That's a dog whistle, and it's not a very subtle dog whistle. He's not going to openly say, yeah, I'm a Nazi, Heil Hitler, but he's giving a little bit of a dog whistle. Anyone who knows. And he's sort of done it pretty ham-fistedly, so we all know he knows what he's saying. And he was acting like, oh, I didn't know what I was saying and blah, blah, blah. Even like fucking One Nation were like, nah, man, you can't say that. Everyone was going, you can't say that. But everyone was acting as if it was an unfortunate choice of words. Right? Oh, he accidentally said this and he didn't know what he was saying and blah, blah, blah. And what shocked me is there were people at the ABC that genuinely believed that. They were like, no, a senator in our parliament wouldn't be a Nazi. Like they couldn't believe that would be the case, right? There were people in that building that were like, no, he's not a Nazi. Like, yes, he's a conservative and he's misspoken, obviously, blah, blah, blah. And we wrote a sketch about it where I was basically pretending to be Fraser Anning and Bridie Connell was my script writer. And this was one of our best sketches. Like it was so funny. It was like a lot, quite improvised. It was a back and forth of me just peppering references to Hitler and like doing a Nazi salute and pretending like I was waving to the people in the back and Bridie's just going, and I kept saying that I'd never heard of Germany. I've never heard of racism. I don't even know what speeches are. And it was a funny, crazy sketch. Anyway, then the lawyers got involved and the executives got involved and they were like, it looks like you're implying that he did know. It looks like you're implying that he did know what he was saying. I'm like, yeah, he did. Yes. Like, let's get sued by this guy. Yes. Of course he knew what he was saying. Of course he fucking did. And they edited the sketch to shit. It became just a nothing sketch because they fundamentally didn't believe that he really was a Nazi or he could have been a Nazi and that he would have been making a Nazi dog whistle. In the end, we were definitely vindicated because he then later in life went to a neo-Nazi rally and was stood side by side with a guy with a swastika neck tattoo and then just literally joined up with a bunch of actual well-known neo-Nazis in Melbourne and blah, blah, blah. Now he left the country because I think he owes a lot of tax. But that's the story of Fraser Anning.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
Because that's the thing, right? And that's the thing I learned. That's the thing I learned from my time at and talking to people in the news and talking to executives and talking to people at the ABC. And it's not just the ABC; it's the Guardian, it's the fucking Channel 10. It's Channel 7, it's Channel 9. It's the media, the traditional media, they're not like the Trumpers and shit, all those fucking Trump morons. They're all out there going, oh, it's fake news. They're making shit up. They're lying. It's conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. It's not lie. Because the thing about the mainstream media is that they're very seldom posting. They're very seldom writing things that are just straight up factually wrong and like invented or conspiracy theory shit. Like they're not. But they are soft boys. They are just soft boys. Like they're scared of being sued. They're scared of rocking the boat. But they're also like, it's not just scared of being sued or rocking the boat. It's like they are part of the political class. They are friends with them. They know them all. They are, they go to the same country clubs and all the rest of it. Like a lot of media people are like wealthy people from those areas and they know the political class. They go to the fucking, there's like brunches and lunches and dinners where the press and the politicians mingle. Like they're part of them. And so they fundamentally, not only are they scared of pissing them off and getting sued, but they're also like, they don't believe it. Like they don't believe, like they're too soft. Like they don't believe the worst. They don't believe it. Like it's like just recently, like literally the other day, Elon Musk did a Heil Hitler, like a Nazi salute. He did a Nazi salute on stage. Now, you can have a lot of opinions about what happened and why it happened and all the rest of it.
you're a fucking idiot if you don't think he intentionally did a Nazi salute. Like, he did it twice. He like banged his chest, stuck his arm up, like bam, bam, Heil Hitler salute, and then he did it again. There is no fucking way in hell that wasn't an intentional Nazi salute. You're a fucking idiot if you think otherwise. You fucking dead shit idiot. Like, obviously he did it. Like, there's a million reasons you could debate why he did it. Like, first of all, he was high as a kite that whole day. You watch the footage of him, he was fucking chewing his lips off. He was like, he was fucked up, man. He was fucked up. He was more fucked up than me when I went to see Tool at Big Day Out. I'm talking fucked up. Like, I'm talking fucked up. What's this sound?
In the last 20 years.
No, that's an ad for later. Elon Musk was fucked up on that inauguration day. So maybe he did it because he was fucking high and thought he was in a Nazi rally. There's a good chance he did it because he just wanted to be a fucking troll and do it. And he did it just so he could then go, fuck off, the left think everyone's a Nazi. Like, a kind of like just being a fuckhead. You know what I mean? There's a chance he did it because he is a neo-Nazi. I mean, he's a white South African. His parents owned a fucking sapphire mine. Who knows? But like, there's a chance he did it as like, he's not a neo-Nazi himself, but he's like basically giving what he hoped was going to be like a subtle dog whistle to the neo-Nazis, like Fraser Anning, but it was not nearly as subtle as he thought it was going to be because he was too fucking high. Like, he was just trying to get them on side. You know, maybe he is a Nazi. Maybe he's trolling. You know, there's a million debates, like a million things you could say what his motivation was. Maybe he's just fucked in the head. Maybe his brain is cooked from all the ketamine he takes. But that was a Nazi salute. And everything in the media, The Guardian, the ABC, they were like, Elon Musk in controversy for doing a Roman-style salute, or for doing a straight arm gesture of awkward connotations. People have compared it to a similar gesture that some regard as the Nazi party's gesture, that Elon Musk similarly did, you know, awkwardly in a way that certainly was not intentional. Fuck off. Like, just say Elon Musk in trouble for doing a Nazi salute. Is Elon Musk going to sue you? He's suing every cunt. Like, fucking what are you talking about? Obviously he did it. It was the same as in like they can't fucking, they're unwilling to talk about, you know, like, I hate saying Nazis, right? Because like, I don't want to say that everyone's a Nazi, but sometimes people fuck around with Nazis. There was an MP in Victoria in Australia recently. Interstate listeners might not know about it. International listeners definitely won't know about it. But she was in the Liberal Party, right? Our Conservative Party, because we use the word liberal correctly, right? Americans use it incorrectly. And her name was Moira Deeming, and she attended a rally. I think she organised the rally. I don't know if she organised the rally. I know she was definitely at the rally. It was a rally, something like, bring women back, or help women, or let women speak. But the actual the reality of the rally was, it was an anti-trans rally, right? It was a rally saying trans women are not women, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. It was an anti-trans rally. And now a bunch of Nazis rocked up to the rally. And now when I say a bunch of Nazis, I don't mean a bunch of people I disagree with. I mean a bunch of people who say, hey, we are Nazis, we don't like Jewish people, we want to kill people who aren't white, Heil Hitler, we are openly Nazis. Like, a bunch of open Nazis in a Nazi group rocked up to the rally. Right now, I don't know fucking Moira Deeming from a bag of shit, but I am not saying that she's a Nazi herself. I don't know her well enough. I don't give a fuck about her. She is a bag of shit, but like, I don't give a fuck about her. I don't know her fucking politics. I know she's in the Conservative Party. I know she hates trans people. I don't give a fuck, you know, and
I'm not saying that she's a Nazi, but she attended a rally with Nazis, right? Because her beliefs and the beliefs of neo-Nazis overlapped, and she shares beliefs with neo-Nazis, right? And all the fucking media, they couldn't even say like she goes to a rally with Nazis, because she did. She went to a rally, Nazis went to a rally, they congregated together to share their anger at an issue they both agreed on. She agreed with them on this issue. They agreed with her. This was an issue that was important to them because they hate stuff, right? All the media was like, oh, the rally that was gate crashed by Nazis. It's not gate crashed if that's their thing. Like, you could say, oh, neo-Nazis gate crashed my cupcake cafe because I just wanted to sell a cupcake with a cat on it. I don't know what I'm saying, but like if a bunch of neo-Nazis came in, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, cupcakes are neo-Nazis. That you would say, yeah, neo-Nazis gate crashed my cupcake cafe. Like if you had a rally saying we want equality of all races and ethnicities and freedom of religion and we want inclusion and diversity, and neo-Nazis attended that rally, it would be fair to say they gate crashed the rally. They were uninvited, they weren't welcome, they don't agree with it, they gate crashed. But when you hold a rally saying, hey, we hate these kind of people, and neo-Nazis like, we also hate these kind of people, we would like to also attend the rally and stand next to you and chant along with you, that's not a gate crash. You know, The Guardian said, I just read an article today because like she recently was found, I think she won a court case against the Liberal Party for expelling her or something. I don't know. I don't care. But like The Guardian kept saying it was gate crashed by Nazis. No, it was a rally that Nazi people wanted to attend and they attended it. It was an open invite. Why don't they do it? Why is the media such soft boys? Why are they so soft on everything? Like, it's like with Trump, right? It's okay to say January 6th insurrection. It's okay to say it. Like people rocked up with zip ties and like gallows and said, let's kill, what's the name? Nancy Pelosi. Let's kill Mike Pence. They were literally saying they're going to kill Mike Pence. Then they bashed a cop to death. Then they smashed the windows of the Capitol building and stormed the building. Yeah, they were never going to succeed. It was a fucking dumb cunt insurrection. It was an insurrection of dumb cunts that was never going to work. But it still was one. Like, you can call him that, right? You can call him that. You can say, it's okay to say Trump. You don't have to say President Trump. You can say criminal Trump. You can say rapist Trump. Like, especially if you're doing an opinion piece, he is a rapist. Like, we know he's a rapist. He's fucking on audio saying he's a rapist. Like, he's grab him by the pussy. Like, he was found liable by a jury of his peers saying he was a rapist. There's 26 women who said, hey, he's a rapist. He was best friends with a guy who was a convicted pedophile. He was definitely, like, it's okay to also imply that he was a pedophile because he probably was. It's like, you can say all this shit. You don't have to be soft boys about it. Right? Like, why are you such soft boys about it? Just fucking have a take. Have a crack, cunt. Like, instead of fucking Joe Biden and what's her name having tea with Trump, say fuck off, you insurrectionist cunt. Like, fuck you, you piece of shit, pedophile, rapist. Like, just go hard, because he's going hard. The right's going fucking hard. Like, and the media are so nice to the people that fucking want to kill them. That's the thing. The ABC is in Australia is like pandering to people that want to bash their heads in. Like, there was a Channel 7 reporter back when the fucking anti-lockdown protests were happening, and they weren't anti-lockdown protests, they were Nazi protests. It was fucking alt-right cunts who were like, oh yeah, this is an excuse to go like, oh, we hate lefties, right? And like, and we'll pretend that we care about vaccines all of a sudden. Well, some of them were like psychotic, mental cases who think that vaccines are 5G and whatever. But anyway, I remember watching like this Channel 7 reporter going, yeah, they've got legitimate concerns. And, because they were like, they want to pander to their conservative audience. This Channel 7 reporter got his head split open by them. Literally, they threw a bottle and split his head open because to them, journalists are the enemy and they want to string them up by their balls and split them apart, right? His head got split open by the people he was reporting on, and he was still like unwilling to say, yeah, these pieces of shit. These fucking again, I guess you're the news. You don't have to say these pieces of shit, but you can write opinion. Like there's still opinion pieces in the news. You can go these scumbag motherfuckers, and also you don't have to be nice about them or acknowledge, like they seem to be so like, oh, you know, there's real concerns and there's real issues. Is there real concerns? Is there real issues? They think that Bill Gates invented a conspiracy 5G thing that he is injecting into people. I don't think it's a real issue. I don't think it's a real concern. I think they're fucking crazy, man. And I think they split your head open. Stop being fucking nice to them. Anyway, we gotta go to a commercial break.
In the last 20 years, over 200 Mario Brothers figurines have been sold worldwide. But now the newest Mario Brothers figurine has gonna change the game. It's Wario with a big fat cock. That's right. Wario from the Mario Brothers the figurine has now got a big fat cock. It is a big Wario figurine and the cock is huge. There's over 200 for sale. Each one of them has a big cock, even bigger than the first. They get progressively bigger. The first figurine has a big cock of over 26 centimetres. The second figurine has a big cock of over 36 centimetres. By the time you get to the 200th Wario figurine, the cock is bigger than the entire Australasian subcontinent. Please, buy the Wario with a big cock figurine while stocks last. There's never been a Wario with a bigger cock than this, and you're gonna go crazy for Wario's big cock. Please, Mario Brothers figurines are really good, and this is our last chance to get them, to sell them. We are not officially licensed by Nintendo. We are an underground organisation that sells these Mario Brothers figurines. The money you spend will go to terrorism. We fund terrorism, just any kind of terrorism, just all kinds of terrorism. So when you buy a Mario with a cock as big as Australasia, you're supporting all terrorism. Thank you, Mario Brothers.
That was the Mario Brothers figurines, great figurines. Get them if you can. www.mariobrothers.com. It's mariobrothers.com. I reckon if you go there, something will happen. You know, you'll get them. Like, I just don't, like, I just want, because here's the thing, right, about the lamestream media, traditional media, is they are friends with people and they don't want to get sued and whatever, but they're the insiders, right? Like recently in Australia, you know, there was a reporter called Tony Jones, right? And he apologized to Novak Djokovic, the tennis star. Don't watch tennis, it'll make you crazy. Because he said he made some joke about Novak Djokovic being underrated. And Novak Djokovic said, I won't do any post-match interviews until you apologize to me. And he did apologize. And this is a perfect example of why the media are soft boys, right? He was making a little joke, said Novak Djokovic is overrated. And fucking, you know, good on him, I guess. I don't know. I don't really care. But like, he made a little joke. He's a tennis reporter on the day. He made a little joke. Novak took it personally. He got pissed off and said, I won't do post-match interviews. And he apologized because he was like, oh, we need our access. We need our post-match interviews. Why? Why do you need a post-match interview with Novak Djokovic? Why do you need a post-match interview with anyone? Why would anyone watch that? Why would anyone listen to that? It doesn't make any sense. Like, and I know that I hate tennis and blah, blah, blah. I went on about tennis in the last episode. But you know what sport I love? I fucking love is rugby. I love rugby. I know it's posh. Fuck off. I love rugby. I fucking love rugby, right? I don't watch post-match interviews. Because it doesn't matter. Like, what is it? What are they going to say in a post-match interview? You know, they're going to reveal, oh, you know, I actually, I jacked off in the locker rooms earlier. Like, it's not going to be funny. It's not going to be interesting. They're going to go, yeah, did my best. You know, it was on the day. It turned out well. And, yeah, just doing a lot of prep work and doing a lot of prep and doing a lot of up there. And, yeah, thanks to the fans and thanks to everyone who's watching me. No, I've never seen a post-match interview with any sports player ever that had anything to say about anything. They had nothing. You can just report on the match, report on what happened, report on the facts on the ground. You know, if you're doing more opinion-based, you know, journalism, call someone overrated, call someone a fuckhead, whatever. Like, you don't need to be friends with them. You don't need to hang out with them. Like, you know, like when I think about the Australian media, I think like, why do they never ask any questions? Like, they just, like, why, like, when the Nationals MP, former Nationals MP, George Christensen, who was a fucking psycho, by the way, he was this guy that literally uploaded a post once going, I'm going to shoot lefties or something, holding a gun, and like everyone just let him off the hook because they need access to him because they want to be friends with him. He was just going to the Philippines over and over and over again. The Philippines being one of the child prostitution capitals of the world. He was a single white dude going to the Philippines, spending tens of thousands of dollars, and the Australian Federal Police were investigating him. And then the Liberal Party made sure that the Australian Federal Police investigation never saw the light of day. So we don't know what they were investigating for. We just know that he was going to this child porn place and and he was under investigation by the Australian Federal Police. Why? I don't know, because no one reports on it. No one gave a fuck, right? Why do we not know what John Howard said in the Australian Wheat Board inquiry when there was all this scandal of like corruption that we were selling wheat with bribes to Saddam Hussein? How come Greg Hunt wasn't charged with filing a phony police report, or no one fucking reported on it? Or just said like, hey, I think he's looked up a BBW cum pumper tweet. You know, because they want access.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
They want access to these fucking idiots because they want interviews and they want exclusives and they want to go to the press gallery and they want to hang out at the little events and the press club and they want to talk to them and have coffee with them. And none of those interviews say anything. You can't. Well, you watch Q&A, they're not going to say anything. You watch a press conference. Why are they going to press conferences? Politicians don't say anything. They just go, oh, we're working families, and they wear a hard hat and someone behind them smiles and smugly nods. Like, they don't do anything. You interview them and they don't answer the question, and then you just move on because you know if you piss them off, they're not going to come back on your show. But you don't need them on your show because why? Why do you interview politicians? You didn't interview Martin Bryant to get his side of the story after Port Arthur, did you? Just report on the facts, report on what's happening, report on the fucking thing. Report new legislation has passed. Tell us what the legislation is. Tell us what it means. Don't give us the fucking spun version. Don't put their propaganda on there. Like when you show a politician's press conference on ABC News, that should be illegal. That you don't show like, oh, KFC have released a new chicken wing, let's take a look, and then just cut to the ad for the KFC chicken wing. No, that's just a fucking ad. You're just running an ad for a politician. That's not news. That's just helping them out and running an ad. It's fucking stupid. Grow some balls, grow some pussies, grow some dicks or titties, whatever you gotta grow. Grow some fucking shit up your ass and have a fucking take. Have a fucking hard take, have an opinion. Call someone a rapist if they're a rapist. Fuck you. Fucking just get into it. Get hard. Go fucking get sued, cunt. And you go on social media, because social media is the answer to that. Social media is a place where information can be shared democratically. You know, we live in the first generation that can do this, that we have democratized the media. We have democratized the news. We can communicate with each other in a way that no one else can, right? We all voices can now be heard. The voiceless have a voice. Unfortunately, what's happened is that 99% of all voices are fucking demented. Like, you go on social media, like, the media won't call anyone a Nazi. That someone will do a fucking Heil Hitler salute twice just to make sure it wasn't an accident, and people will call it a Roman style salute. They won't take a firm position. They won't have any guts, any fucking balls or pussies or dicks or titties. But then you go on social media, everyone's a fucking Nazi. absolutely everyone you've ever met. Have you ever looked at a dog? Hitler had a dog. His name was Blondie. Is yours a fucking dog? You're dead, cunt. You're Hitler. And then if you go like, oh, I don't actually like Hitler, I think Hitler's bad, someone's going to go, okay, so you're calling out Hitler, but you never said anything about Mussolini. Yeah, so you're fine with it, with Mussolini, are you? You fucking fascist. Like, I've been... Twitter, back when Twitter still existed, now that Elon Musk killed it, like, I don't know, like, I fucking hate Elon Musk so much, and I hate X, and I hate all social media, but I just, like, it was always bad. It was always fucking bad. Like, I remember going on Twitter once, and this is me, right? As I am talking to you, I have a giant banner like on my wall, like going from end to end, the entire wall, with a big hammer and sickle and Lenin, Stalin, Marx and Trotsky on the wall, you know, the boys. You know, I have a giant communist banner on my wall, sort of for the lols. But you know me, you've heard my opinions. I'm a fucking massive lefty. If you're like, I hate racism and bigotry. I'm actually an ally. I'm actually like a really, But the amount of times I'd be on Twitter and I'd be called like an alt-right fucking, like the amount of times that people said that like I was a Trump, like just accused me of loving Trump and Musk and all those kinds of people. The amount of times that people accused me of being a fascist for just dumb little jokes, like literally once. And like, yeah, I get it. Like some of my jokes are fucking dumb and bad. And I used Twitter. I don't use it anymore. And actually, side note, what I've done, I was going to delete my ex, because you should delete your ex and get off your ex. But I just decided to change everything. I just made my logo the CNN logo and changed it all to CNN. I'm just going to constantly write fake tweets about Elon Musk being charged with downloading Simpsons child pornography of Millhouse. I'm just going to keep doing that until I get banned from X. So get on that if you want. I've done the first post today and will continue to do it. What the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, but I'd use Twitter as a place to test out my jokes, and man, people would get so mad. Like I made a joke about the religious discrimination bill, which was a bill that was specifically designed to discriminate against. It was a bill brought in by the Conservatives to say, you know, we want to be able to not serve a gay person. You know, we want to be able to discriminate against trans people. And literally, it was sort of one of the big things was like a famous rugby player. Had tweeted like gay people are all going to burn in hell, and everyone said that kicking him off the team was like religious discrimination. And that's one of the things that spurned this bill, right? Was like, oh, we want to be able to say we hate gay people and that they should burn in hell. So this bill was passed, right? And then I said something like, oh yeah, bloody religious discrimination bill. Where's my katana? Where's my fedora? You know, I love Richard Dawkins or something, like, I don't know. And people were mad at me for like, they were so mad at me because they were saying I was being discriminatory, you know, to people of, you know, minority faiths and all the rest of it. And I was like, oh, fuck, I was just making a joke. I don't know, can't. Like, I remember once I went to a McDonald's drive-thru. This is what happened. I went to a McDonald's drive-thru. I was getting a soft serve and a McChicken, and I was like in the McDonald's drive, and then I stopped and I just parked in the McDonald's parking lot, eating my soft serve and my McChicken in my Honda CRV. It's all like dented and scratched, and like it's a piece of shit car. It's an old car. It's like a 2006, and I'm sitting in my car eating my McDonald's, and there was a meetup happening of all these dudes, like just these dudes with these flash ass cars, like rev heads, like they literally were like Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and then like hotted up cars, I don't know, Corollas, WRXs, like cars, like I don't know how much money goes into these cars, a fuck ton of money, and there's all these dudes walking around revving their engines and stuff. And I don't really care. I mean, like, whatever. Like, the suburb I live in, there's a lot of dudes that love to do burnouts and drive around. And I made a little tweet that was something along the lines of, I just found like a nest of car guys. And I was like, I just think the council should be like laying poison for them, like just like spraying them for poison or something, something just to get rid of them. And I was accused quite a few people of being racist and a class traitor because, people were saying that people of color like cars and I was racist for saying that. No, I mean, all these dudes were fucking just white dudes, but whatever. And also like working class. I mean, yeah, I could not afford any of those cars. Like I could not and I was a class traitor. I was a racist because I was doing this. And then I was just and then someone had retweeted it. And then I started getting a lot of like fuck this guy, fuck this fucking alt-right, fucking privileged, fucking white dude, fuck you, looking down on people, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, it was just a little joke while I was eating a soft serve in a parking lot like a fucking dumb cunt. Like, what do you want from me here? And then I just, I was getting a lot of hate from, I get a lot of hate from all this kind of stuff, but it's the lefty hate I hate the most, right? Because they just fucking keep going. And I just started, blocking some people. I was like, and also because there's so many fucking bots on Twitter. I've seen anime profile pictures and I'm just like, yeah, block, whatever. And then I start getting tweets going, the comedian Greg Larson is blocking trans people for speaking out. He's anti-trans. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? Why is this happening? Because it fucking melts your brain. I'm just this dumb little fucking fat boy trying to make a fucking joke about cars while I'm eating a McChicken. Why is this happening? Why, social media is the worst thing that has ever happened in the history of civilization. It's the worst thing that has ever happened in the history of civilization. It is so much worse than mainstream media. It is so much worse than traditional media. Because at least on traditional media, you'll find something. At least you'll find the weather. At least they'll tell you an accurate description of what the forecast is going to, I go on social media every day. I make stuff on social media. I've been obsessed with social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on fucking Instagram. I'm making little videos. I'm making little tweets. I used to reply to people and have conversations on it. Not anymore. I'm not fucking that masochistic. I go on Reddit constantly. Reddit is social media, by the way. I'm constantly on all these fucking apps and platforms. I'm not above it. I'm not different to anyone else, but it's fucking killing me. It's killing me. Every morning I wake up and the first thing I do is I melt my brain. I fucking fuck my brain with social media. That's the first thing I do every morning. I wake up, I pick up my phone and I convert my brain to piss. I just open fucking Instagram, fucking Twitter, fucking TikTok, fucking whatever. I'm just scrolling through piss and shit. The piss and shit of humanity. I'm just sitting there going, oh, there's a girl dancing on a kitchen counter, to this trap house music, and there's a caption saying, this is what my body looks like after having 6 kids. And I see one of her kids in the background, and he looks lost and scared. And then I scroll forward, and there's footage of a dead child in Gaza. And then I scroll again, and there's footage of a crazy man in rural Canada at a shopping mall yelling racial epithets to a First Nations woman. And I'm fucking pissed off. I hate that this man exists. And he's in Canada, in a town I've never heard of, and there's nothing I can do about it. Then I scroll again, and there's a recipe for caramel that involves putting an entire can of condensed milk into the microwave. That's not going to work. That's going to kill you. You're going to die. That is not a recipe. Then there's just an AI generated video that I actually saw with Lord of the Rings music and little blonde children in a future with like hover cars and monorails, and the kids are looking down the barrel of the camera asking us where we were during the Gazan genocide. And I'm watching this video and thinking, look, I don't disagree with the sentiment. But these kids' eyes are freaking me out. Why are they all blonde? Why is there Lord of the Rings music playing? And I'm trying to find this video again because I want to show people, but it disappeared after I closed Instagram. And I was trying to find it again. And you can't search for it. How do you find it? Creepy blonde kid, Gaza, Lord of the Rings? What is this video? Now I look up, there's a video popping up of a woman in a bikini pretending to be an Oblivion NPC that's clearly been made for a very specific kind of guy to jack off to. And I'm not that guy, but the algorithm thinks that I'm that guy. I don't want want to jack off to a woman pretending to be in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, being an NPC. I'd want to jack off to normal stuff like big titty fuckfest. I don't know what's going on. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't feel... Social media doesn't make me feel connected to people. I don't feel connected to people. I feel angry at them. That's all I feel. That's all I feel. I feel angry at everyone all the time. I'm angry at everyone all the time because of social media. I don't feel like we have something in common. I feel like they hate me and I hate them and that we should kill each other. That's what it makes me feel. I have a big dog. People that follow the lore of Greg will know I love my dog. My dog is called Bird. I'll reveal his personal information online. I don't care. His name is Bird. He's a big Staffy cross American Bulldog dog. He's a big boy. He's a big, solid, chunky dog, and I like him. I love him, and I love other dogs like him. I love Staffy dogs. I love bully dogs. I love those dogs. I'm from Queensland. We all had Staffies in Queensland. They're a Queensland dog. They're beautiful dogs. I love them so much. And I go into Reddit, and I want to see maybe there's other people who like bully-type dogs. And now... thanks to social media and thanks to Reddit and thanks to social media, I know that there's a lot of people that want to kill my dog. They want to shoot my dog. They want to slit my dog's throat, and they want to kill me for having my dog because they think bully dogs are evil dogs and they hate them all and they want to kill them. I didn't know that. When I grew up, I just thought people loved Staffies. They were the main dog that everyone had, and it was cool, and they were all fun and muck around with them. And I was having a good time with my dog, and now I feel angry all the time when I look at my dog and I think there's people that want to kill my dog. I didn't have to know that. Everything I believe, everything I like, there's a subreddit of people devoted to talking about the ways they hate me. And you, and everyone. Everything you ever do, everything you ever believe, everything you ever are, someone fucking hates it. They hate you so much. And now you have to see it and you have to be around it and you have to see it every morning. Everything that I post, no matter what it is, at least one person wishes that I had cancer for it. And I don't think it's the echo chamber that's the problem. People say, oh, everyone's in an echo chamber, you know, they're just fucking reinforcing their own opinions, talking to their echo chambers. I don't think that's the problem. Like, life is an echo chamber. When I grew up in Queensland, as I said, everyone had Staffies. Like, that was the main dog. That was an echo chamber. No one cared. No one's walking around going, hey, I'd like to kill your dog. Maybe people were thinking it. We just didn't have to fucking know about it, right? What sucks, it's not the echo chamber, it's constantly being exposed to the views of people who hate the thing you like, and there's no social contract preventing them from calling you a cunt. If people, when I grew up, didn't like our Staffy, at the very least they'd say, oh, I don't really like dogs, or I don't like those kind of dogs, or whatever. They wouldn't just to our face go, you're a cunt, fuck you, your dog should be put down. Because there's a social contract when you're there in person, but on the social media there isn't. Right? The mainstream media, the lamestream media, the traditional media, it's soft and it's weak. It's too friendly with the politicians. It's too friendly. It's too unwilling to admit when things are bad. It's too unwilling to say, like, yeah, sure, they'll do a report on, like, youth crime or whatever, but then, like, anything that a politician does, anything that a big businessman does, they're like, oh, we don't want to get sued, and I actually know the guy, and it's just friendly, it's lame, it's weak, it's soft, and it's owned by a few people. But social media is owned by a few people. Social media is owned by a few right-wing psychos. All of it now. All of social media is owned by right-wing psychos. And it is a hell pit of factually incorrect information, Bitcoin pushing rotten bots, and AI generated engagement slop. It's the worst thing we've ever created. And whatever benefit social media brings us is far outweighed by the piss stench, diarrhea, slop of content that has been force-fed down our gullets like we're fat foie gras goose ready for the slaughter. Yep, that's 59 minutes. Yeah, cool. Well, that was my take on. Hope you like that. That's my opinion about the media and the stuff that rots your brain. And maybe you're thinking, well, what hope is there? If social media is a hellfire, hell pit slop of AI and the mainstream media is just nothing, it's just a piece of shit, nothing. What can we listen to? What can we engage with? There's only one thing. This podcast. I'm the only one who cares about you. I'm the only one who understands you. I'm the only one you can trust. And you can always trust me, little sweetie. You can always trust me, little sweetie. I think you're the sweetest little cutie
that I've ever seen. And I want you to feel safe and secure knowing that you only need me. No one else. Just me. So you can delete all your social media apps. You can take your TV and you can throw it in the bin. You don't need any of that stuff. You don't need to hang out with your mummies and daddies anymore. You only need me and this podcast. Where's the fucking... I'm trying to plug my headphones back in. You only need me and this podcast. That's all you need. And you can sleep soundly like a little sweet little cherub.
The Greg Larson Show. The big unit is ready to go. The Greg Larson Show. Muck around on the marzipan. A fresh custard in his hand. The greatest podcast in all the land. Greg Larson Show. Yeah.